So after seeing Sting, I went and saw Arcadian, the new Nicolas Cage post-apocalyptic horror movie. This is one of those movies that, like, I I remember seeing like the title of this movie, and I'm going, Arcadian. That sounds fucking familiar, and it happens a lot because, like, I'll get a trailer for a movie like one time, and I'm like, I'll see the title, and then like I'll forget about the title, and then like I'll see this on the listing of movies coming out, and I'm like, what the fuck is this? And I look it up, and I'm like, oh, it's that Nicolas Cage post-apocalyptic horror movie. And I got trailers for it a couple times, and I was like, yeah, that was pretty good. I was like, I'm in. Okay, I haven't. I'm glad I get finally a chance to talk about Nicolas Cage because Nicolas Cage, like, anytime I get a chance to go see a new Nicolas Cage movie, I'm in a fucking good mood. I'm so there. Nicolas Cage, I don't know how many people notice lately over the last couple of years, man. Like, he has had some fucking great movies that nobody has seen, and it's a goddamn shame. And he's been putting on like really great performances, like really great performances. Like his performance in like Dream Scenario last year was like one of the best performances of the year that nobody fucking that got no recognition, and that's sad as hell. Like, really sad as hell. I think he got a Golden Globes nomination. That was it. But he was like, I've seen people say it was like the best performance of his career, and I'm like, I actually kind of agree with them. Like, and like he had that. Remember, there was that movie Butcher's Crossing that I saw that like nobody saw too. That like was really good. Like he has had some really solid fucking. Every time I see him in a movie, even like in Renfield last year, I didn't like Renfield that much. But God damn it, Nicolas Cage was awesome in it. He's fucking Dracula. He's exactly what I expected Nicolas Cage as Dracula to be. He's a guy. He's so versatile as an actor that like he can give you so many kind of different ranges of performances. Yeah, yeah, he's the guy that everybody likes to kind of like became internet. And a lot of his movies have become internet famous because a lot of his insane Nicolas Cage clips went viral on YouTube and stuff like that nowadays. But he's also just a really good actor. Um, I do love insane Nicolas Cage like everybody, but I still think he's a great actor. And I was all on board for this. I'm like, all right, cool. I know he's got another movie called Long Legs that, even though he's not in the trailer, but his name is in it. I was like, I'm interested, like, to see more anytime he's got a movie out. I was like, oh yeah, I gotta see this shit. It's like I'm just like, this is right up my alley. And I'll say, and it's getting good reviews. And I'll say, I liked this movie. I didn't love it, but I did like this movie. I don't think this movie is as good as like a lot of the critical acclaim as it's getting. Um, I would say this is better than probably Monkey Man. I like this better than Monkey Man. Like, it's not like um, it has a lot better characters than movies like Monkey Man or something like that. I like Nicolas Cage is really good in this movie. He's really good, but he's also really like a side character, supporting character in this movie. He is like a big part of like a main character in this movie for like the first, I'd say, half 45 minutes of it. But then like something happens 45 minutes into it, and he's pretty much not in the movie very much from that point forward. But like when he's in it, he's really good, and it's like this relationship with him and these two sons of his, which are not his because these are, as they established at the beginning, he found these two babies just lying in a abandoned area, and he decided to take them and raise them as his own in this post-apocalyptic world. And like the relationship between him and these two boys is really great, and like the two boys were really good. The acting in this movie is really good. Like, it's really good. It is a little cliched as far as characters go. Like, you get Nicolas Cage as the overbearing, kind of almost overbearing dad, but not cartoonishly overbearing. Where he's very protective and wants his kids like stay. stay in their lane and do everything safe, buy the books, all that stuff like that. And mainly because like it's one of those cliches when you get a lot of these movies where they do everything by day, but at night there's creatures outside, and that they have to lock up their house and their doors because of these creatures. I'll talk about the creatures in a second. And like at first you're like, what the fuck is going on here? Like it's one of those stereotypical, oh, there's uh, they have to hide at night from these weird creatures during this post-apocalyptic world, which I still don't understand the apocalypse in this movie. Um, what the fuck happened? Somebody can explain to me in the comments that I missed something. All I gathered was at the beginning of the movie there was like a war, almost looked like a war, nuclear war almost going on, or like there was a war going on in a city that Nicolas Cage was at and was trying to sneak through. And then it's just 15 years later, and they talk about they're very vague. They're like, there was a pollution. We polluted the air, and because of that, these creatures are like nature's response of getting rid of the virus that is the human race, or something like that. Like, what the fuck happened? What is the cause of this apocalypse? Apocalypse? I'm not 100% fucking sure. Like, it's very weird, very vague, and like that kind of drove me nuts. And like by the end of it, like it didn't really explain what the hell is going on that caused this apocalypse that we're currently in. But um, like I said, it's a movie that I was carried throughout the whole movie as far as the performances, and I was enjoying it for you know for a good probably portion of this movie because of the performances. And I was, there is some pretty good solid set pieces. Like my favorite being that scene where the son purposely, it looks at first like because he's at the house by himself. It looks like he accidentally leaves the lock unlocked, but he does it on purpose. And you see, it's like one continuous take of him just laying there, and you just see this weird little fucking giant hand come through and like has a spiky thing that coming out of its finger, and it's really fucking cool. It's like what the fuck? It's like it's a really goddamn good scene. It's like yeah, I love the scene, and I'm like, and I was like, I was interested in where it was going, and I'm like, all right, but where the movie didn't work for me was the last act. The last act, it kind of fucking shit the bed a little bit. Um, and that particularly when you finally get to see the monsters up close. And when you finally get to see the monsters up close, it kind of ruins the movie for you. And it takes you out of the movie. It did at least for me. I don't know what the fuck these things are. They're like wolves or they're like weird rabid wolf creatures or some shit like that. I'm not 100% sure. But the thing that kept driving me up the wall about these creatures, I'm going to spoil it a little bit, is they kept doing this like with their mouths. Like at first they did it, I thought it just happens at a random moment in the movie, and it goes. I'm like, what the fuck is that? Like I thought at first, okay, it's like sounds like a machine gun, and they go so fucking fast, like rapid, and I'm like, they're with their mouths, they're doing this with their mouths, like so rapidly, but it sounds like a machine gun. So I'm thinking, oh, somebody's fucking blowing them up to bits or something like that. No, that's what they do, and I don't know why. And it was driving me up the wall, and it was funny. It was not scary. It was supposed to be scary, but I was kind of laughing at it. And then they kept doing it, and I'm like, what the hell? And I don't know why they kept doing it because they didn't really do anything. They weren't like stomping on somebody while doing this. They just kept doing it for some random reason. It was driving me nuts. And it's like one of those that's like, I felt like the creatures were a little underwhelming, not just because of that, but also the design kind of was underwhelming. And it's one of those like I think the lesser you would have shown of the creatures, I think the better it would have been because it takes you out to the movie, and then like you're just kind of laughing at stupid shit like them doing like what the fuck are you doing? Stop it! Um, and a lot of this movie is a lot really fucking dark, which that kind of drove me nuts. But that was like I was fine with that because they were kind of hiding the creatures, what the creatures looked like, and when they were in the dark, they looked more terrifying when they were in the dark. You didn't see them fully. Then when you see them in the light, they're not as intimidating and scary looking. So it's one of those. I maybe the less shown, the better would have been with this movie. And yeah, like I said, I didn't mind it. Like I didn't hate this movie at all. I thought it was it was an okay movie. It was a pretty good movie, not a great movie. I give it a B minus, easy B minus, because there's nothing really like to hate about this movie. Nothing really to like write home about. It's a decent rental when it comes out. If you haven't seen it, it'll be on Shutter in the next month or so. Like this is one of the nice things about like a lot of these indie horror movies that are made produced by Shutter are being put in my theaters, and I'm loving it. So there you go. With stuff like Late Night with the Devil, and also got last year. It's a Wonderful Knife, which I seem to be the only person in the whole entire world that didn't hate that movie. Um, I didn't love it, but it was like it's not that bad of a movie. Like I see a lot fucking worse than fucking It's a Wonderful Knife. Um, but yeah, that's as far as Arcadian goes. I gotta go to bed here shortly. What the time? Oh god, it's 9:14. I gotta go to bed. So yeah, that's as far as those movies go. As far as my reviews go, I won't be back till probably about Tuesday with reviews for Civil War and The Long Game. And until then, I'll talk to you guys later.